gold line.
Don't mess up
Who wants
perfection.
to kick it off?
Matt, it's your show. You lead us off.
It's my show. It's different this time. We're talking about wrestling. It's three grown-ass men talking about professional wrestling. But it's okay because it's WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Wait, we can look at it. Normally, you're on here talking about fantasy football.
We're talking about football.
Fake football in sorts.
March
We're talking about
Madness.
fantasy wrestling. It's
Life recaps.
false.
But
It all works together somehow.
it all works
I mean,
together.
Still real to us, damn it.
Yeah, it's still real to us.
There you
man.
go. Nice segue, sir.
I am Matt, aka Mateo83. This is not O Priscilla, and this is not either. He's not O Priscilla either. You can find Mr. Alex here on Twitter at
Jag_Meister 1980.
And you can find me at JRemy, REMY. That's all one word, JRemy 82.
Don't make that too difficult, folks. We're here to talk about WrestleMania 29. We're going to do a quick little show here, a little rundown of the matches that we have coming up. I'm pretty excited for WrestleMania 29.
I'm stoked.
I am stoked. I am
excited.
pretty pumped as far as like news that's been leaked out, as far as who's going to be there, who's not going to be there, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
Not too excited about P. Diddy performing.
Yeah,
Is there ever any excitement to P.
I
Diddy
don't think
performing?
anybody.
I don't think P. Diddy is even excited about performing
That's a
anymore.
piss break. Official piss break.
Yeah, it's officially like let's make sure we got enough food. And
But
chips.
if we are talking about
Beer run,
performances,
whatever.
the best thing to be excited about is what did we find out from
finding out that
CM Punk on Twitter.
Living Color is going to be playing Cult of Personality. That is awesome.
To and from the ring.
To and from the ring.
So
Oh wow! I didn't.
you didn't
read
catch
that
he
part.
said that.
Oh,
He said
wow.
to and from the ring.
From the ring. That's
So
gonna
that's
be
a
awesome.
confident man saying that he's in the
Whether he
street.
wins or loses, that man is gonna get a song played by Living
There you
Color.
go.
All right, so
what more
let's
to
cool
do
is
it.
that?
Gonna do a quick rundown of the matches here. Not in any of the match order because I don't know what the match order is gonna be. But first one up, we'll do the pre-show match, which is gonna be The Miz versus Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. Which I'm kind of upset that the title's not even on the show.
No, I know.
No love for the Intercontinental title.
Which
That's what-
I mean, a lot of people know that that's my favorite belt.
There's a lot more history behind that belt, it seems like. I mean, just
That
have it
belt-
shunned to the...
I mean, that belt is pretty much. I think just as important like history was.
This guy right here held it for a while before he became the huge star he was.
Exactly. A lot of
I
guys held that belt before.
Honky Tonk. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just say, which, I mean, on a slight unrelated note, I read Honky Tonk yesterday signed a multi-year deal with WWE. So,
So
I
he's
mean,
on the Legends deal.
a Legends deal, but hey,
Awesome.
one can
That's
always keep their fingers crossed that we're going to see a title
Come
return to the
back.
IC belt. Maybe it'll be on a main show of Honky Tonk as
It could happen. It could happen. So Miz versus Wade Barrett.
Picks.
I'm saying Barrett retains.
I'd say Barry retains too.
I'd be really surprised if Barrett lost the championship on a pre-show match with a lot of people
Exactly.
probably aren't even going to watch.
Exactly.
But if you're not going to watch Mania and you're watching this video, you should probably watch the match for free because it'll be on there.
You can catch it on Facebook, Raw Active, on
Probably
your tablet.
YouTube.
It'll be on there. Into the first, I guess, one of the main show matches is going to be Tons of Funk, aka Brodus Clay, and Tensai taking on and the Funkadactyls. It's going to be
Don't forget those.
8-person tag. They're going up against Team Rhodes Scholars, Rhodes, Sandow, and the Bella Twins.
Bellas.
Boing.
Very excited about the Bella Twins being back in the E, and they came back just at the right time. Not too excited about the match per se, just because I don't think Brodus Clay and Tensai are the perfect, or even as far as chemistry-wise, that great for
They're
Rhodes
both
Scholars.
big. They're both terrible
The
dancers.
modern day Crush and Typhoon.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Tugboat.
So
Great
I'm
analogy.
saying that this match is probably going to be in the middle of the card, and I'm probably going to say that Team Rhodes Scholars is probably going to win the match. We'll probably see this match before the main event, like right before the main event.
I bet so. It's going to be a filler match. And
yeah.
I'm going with the same Team Rhodes Scholars. I mean, we saw them. They were in the title hunt a few weeks ago, and now they're back down to this. It's got to be a win for them to get back up into some notoriety and some status
Definitely,
to go for the belts again.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna go the other way. I think Team Funk wins it. It's the one loss before Rhodes Scholars smooth into.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
tag team titles and-
it could transition to Funkadactyls getting the win over the Bella Twins. And
Absolutely. Yeah, it could be something.
not making the Rhodes Scholars. Like,
We could see a real tag match between
That's
them at
true.
the next pay-per-view or
Exactly.
something. I
Maybe
could see
even
that
next
happening.
night on
But
next night on
I'm
Raw.
sticking with
Which would be
mine.
great.
Moving on, we have Chris Jericho at Y2J taking on Fandango in his debut match.
You said it incorrectly.
Oh, I did say it incorrectly. My screen turned off, but I'll be right back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. taking on Fandango.
There you go.
Say it correctly, a.k.a. Johnny Curtis, who was, one I watched next, he's a great wrestler. I mean, this guy, he's pretty awesome.
Fantastic wrestler. I hate this character. I'm sorry. I just gotta go out there.
I don't know about the whole.
It's another guy he's into the same spot that Santino was in.
Yeah,
amazing wrestler, and you're stuck in a comedy.
You're stuck in a comical. I love the bit for now, but will I love the bit maybe in a year or two? Probably not.
Probably not.
And we'll probably see Johnny Curtis debut as Johnny Curtis. I'm saying Jericho wins. I don't think. I'd be really surprised. I know Alex, he tweeted that, you're like, great.
Jericho's gonna
job to
Fandango.
And that's almost Jericho's job now.
Yeah,
Jericho has been putting a lot of these new guys over. He's been doing really well with it, and it's hard. I mean, the build-up that they've given Fandango, I don't see him losing.
If you think, too, I think him and Daniel Bryan had a great match.
Absolutely.
And he didn't lose to Bryan. Right. And that, I think, more than anything, helped push Bryan back.
Jericho's definitely there to put over, the newer talent, which it can definitely.
Jericho's not afraid of putting talent over.
Not at all.
Which is awesome.
He knows this.
Yeah. So that's great. Going on to the next match, I think we have on the list is Brock Lesnar versus Triple H with Shawn Michaels in the corner.
Shawn Michaels.
So with Shawn Michaels pretty much in the corner. Triple H, this pretty much for me guarantees a win by Triple H.
I see that.
I don't see Lesnar ending Triple H's career anytime soon. And Triple H has lost the last 2 Mania matches. I think his last win was against Sheamus. So I don't see Triple H taking three losses in a row.
And this one's really a tough one. I mean, with, like you said, the career stipulation on the line, I don't see Triple H winning or losing his career for the time being.
Yeah.
But what do you do with Brock Lesnar, who is going to lose yet another match coming up on a big stage?
He's been 1-1.
And his legitimacy is, I mean, the guy's got to do something. We've got to see the guy get a title or get a title shot soon.
How many matches?
He's got to get pumped up.
How many matches have we had Brock for?
3, 4.
3 or 4 at the most.
I mean, with the part-time wrestlers, it's hard to see them come back and lose. And the guy's probably, I'm probably quoting wrong. I'd say 50-50
I mean, he's been off and on since last Mania. I mean, he debuted the night after Mania last year, and he fought Extreme Rules, and then we didn't see him. Fought at SummerSlam, I believe, and now
this is the last time we've seen him until tomorrow night.
But I mean, if we go standard wrestling logic, he won the first one. Triple H wins this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I concur.
I agree.
Well, I concur.
I think
Triple H
Brock is very happy to get his paycheck and go home with a loss.
Absolutely.
To be totally honest.
He's got to save that money and get that stomach issue.
Exactly.
Comes up again.
Moving on to our next one on the list, we have Team Hell No, aka Kane and Daniel Bryan, taking on Team Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler, and Big E Langston with AJ Lee in the corner. Jermo, you brought up a very interesting concept of Dolph Ziggler. You picked him to win. I don't mean to take your pick away from you. But you picked him to win and then cashing in maybe later on in the night.
I see that happening in a sort. I mean, I'd love for that to happen. Do I think WWE has the balls to pull it off?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. But I do see them at least winning this match. I think we're at the point where we're about to see, as great as Team Hell No's been, they've become somewhat combustible, back and forth, on again, off again.
And stagnant a bit, I believe, in my opinion.
I mean, I called a month ago. I figured we were going to see Hell No facing each other.
Definitely, yeah.
I thought that's where we were going to
That's going to be the big payoff eventually. I think it starts out tomorrow, too. I think Ziggler and Big E win those titles tomorrow, and that's going to start the breakup between Team Hell No.
Hopefully, I mean, tomorrow night is a great chance for Ziggler to become the show-off. I think he's going to prove that. So,
and, I mean, if we don't see Ziggler and Big E win this one, I see
Ziggler
evolution happening. I see Ziggler being the Triple H and Big E Langston being Batista in this situation, and Big E Langston turning on Ziggler.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm putting my money down, my prediction is going to be Dolph and Big E.
Okay, I guess I'm not really set on who's going to win or not, so I'm actually going to pick Kane and Daniel Bryan to hold on to the titles for tomorrow night. Lose them maybe Extreme Rules or Raw or SmackDown. Probably
either way, this is one of the matches I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun match. Great guys. I mean, Big E is crazy athletic for a man that size. Moving on, strangely enough, into a match that I'm actually kind of looking forward to, besides all the other matches, is Ryback versus Mark Henry.
Very interesting match.
More often than not, I really don't care when these guys are wrestling anybody else. But just for the simple fact that Ryback is going against Mark Henry, and Mark Henry is a beast of a person. It's insane. And so is Ryback, who, when he was his Skip Sheffield character, I could care less about. But he's come back. I mean, I didn't respect the man at first just because I could not stand the gimmick. I did not like his post, Goldberg appeal, kind of, But that's just me being.
Well, he still gets a Goldberg chance. Directed at him every once in a while.
But the program they have going with them has been great. They had the weightlifting competition, which I was like, this is gonna suck.
And it was interesting. It wasn't bad.
It was a good segment, and it was it delivered. Yeah.
I don't see Ryback losing. It's very hard for me to want to pick somebody to go over Mark Henry. I don't know how he's gonna lift him up in the shell shock. I'm sure he's been working on it. I know he's.
Did you see what you picked up? Two members of 3MB.
Yeah, well, he picked up Primo and Epico, but both of them combined still aren't probably combined weight.
They weigh the same as Matt. I mean.
Yeah, and then he couldn't pick up Tensai.
Right.
He botched it on Tensai. I'm sure they're pushing for him to pick up Henry. Ryback has lost every pay-per-view match he's been a part of. I don't see him losing at Mania.
I don't see him losing at Mania either. I do predict Ryback to win. Yeah. My only fear in this match is this being Lesnar Goldberg.
Yeah, that's just true. We don't got.
Do you think the crowd's going to turn on both of them? I mean,
I don't think the crowd's going to turn on them. I'm afraid of a lackluster match.
Well, New York has great crowds, so I'm really happy that they're in New York.
Ryback could murder a puppy in the ring, and I don't think the crowd would turn on him at this point.
New York would love it. Much love to my friends in New York who watch the show. And moving on, so you have Ryback?
For the record, I'm going with Ryback.
All right, and then moving on, we got The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns taking on Sheamus, Randy Orton, and The Big Show. And for me, it's almost, I love The Shield. I pick them pretty much to win every match that they're a part of. But to me, this is pretty much a no contest call. I think there's no way Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Big Show are going to lose. If they lose, I think it's going to be probably due to like a Randy Orton turn. That people have been wanting to happen for a long time.
And that's where I see this going. Whether it's Randy Orton or another member, I see this match can have either your first big swerve or your only main big swerve of the night. This is going to be something. I mean, I'm picking the Shield. The Shield's going to win this. How is up in the air to me. Yeah. I mean, I don't see them losing. Mm-hmm. They haven't built their momentum completely into their full potential as a stable yet. There's still more to see from this group. Yeah. And we've got to see another member come in at some point, whether it's Randy Orton's leading or...
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm with Matt. I'm a big fan of the Shield. I just feel that they need a leader.
Yes.
They need a true leader. Whereas like a Randy Orton or it's gonna take somebody. It's gonna be a swerve. But
if the Shield wins, it's gonna be due to a swerve.
Due to a swerve.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily see it happening tomorrow night. So I think I'm going with the good guys.
You could I probably have them tomorrow night or maybe even on Raw.
I'm calling this. This is wild card. Lights go out. Middle of the match. Come back on. Blood in the ring. The Brood is back.
I thought Gangrel is still
Gangrel will be back. And you know what? If it does not happen tomorrow night, it's happening in my game.
Much respect to Gangrel.
It's happening.
If you ever watch the show, much respect.
If it doesn't happen, I want a refund. I'm just...
Moving on to my most anticipated match of the whole card. I think pretty much everybody on the couch here. It's going to be Taker versus Punk. And as much as we anticipated and we look forward to it, the ending we kind of not anticipating. I would love for Punk to win. I would think this would be great for Undertaker to hang up the dead man and
right off into the sunset. If anything, he's got his 20-0 streak. It's already documented on DVD.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
He has the DVD with all his 20 is. And when they announced that he was going to fight one more time, it's kind of what's the point of the 20-0 DVD?
I mean, did we even think that this match was going to happen?
No,
we heard 2 months ago that his hip was way too bad.
At the Rumble, they still said that he wasn't ready, and then he shows up out of nowhere.
I mean, I think we saw that in the match after the Rumble when we saw John Cena challenging Punk to see who was going to... I mean, we all thought triple threat.
Yeah, definitely.
And you could tell there was confusion because they didn't know whether or not
Taker was going to come back or not.
And here we are now.
It falls into, the kind of thing that Punk has fallen into is like where they don't know what to do with them right now.
Exactly.
And they kind of waited to put him in a program. And I know Punk wanted this program.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be a part of this match. So I'm very happy, that this is happening. My heart says Punk, but my brain says Taker, unfortunately.
I'm with Matt here. I would love to see Punk win it. I mean, I think all of us here, but I don't see the WWE pushing that envelope.
Yeah.
They're going to let The Undertaker have his undefeated streak at WrestleMania. That's gonna be his legacy.
Then you can download the.
Yeah, you can. The download the 21 and up. It'll be downloadable match down the road.
Yeah. And then who you got, Jermo?
I gotta say the same. My heart says one thing, my brain says another.
I'll be rocking a Punk shirt tomorrow for sure.
As will I. I mean, who do we all want to win? Of course, Punk. Boils down.
Nothing against Undertaker.
Does Vince have the balls to pull the trigger on it? No, I don't think
I'm sure
he does.
Taker would be okay losing his last match.
I mean,
I don't think, and if he was going to lose, I think it'd be his call.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think he's ready to lose yet.
Well, on that note as well.
You had a very good point about Living Colour playing the song too, and from.
And from that.
So,
that
could be taken either way. He's saying he's winning or he's cocky.
He's cocky about it, yeah.
But, like you said, Taker, his choice. We were told 3 months ago that if Taker came back for this match, it was going to be who he chose to wrestle.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be who you thought it was.
Yeah.
Because at the time, we all thought from the UFC, we were
going
to see Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that's true.
Because their little confrontation at the event.
Yeah.
So what's our next match?
Our next match, I got it memorized.
Yeah, we don't have to reset.
Is the second title match we'll probably see of the night, which will be the World Heavyweight title match between Jack Swagger and the defending champ Alberto Del Rio. Very interesting concept here. I mean, Ziggler blatantly said when he first held onto the briefcase, like he was going to wait till Mania to cash in.
He's repeated that in interviews.
Saying, I know a lot of people are probably going to pick Swagger to win, and I'm kind of leaning towards that now the more that I think about it as far as the program's going. And I know that they want to turn Ziggler face. I don't see that happening. So I say, I'm going to have to say ADR retains. Alberto Del Rio retains somehow. Zeb Coulter dies. Zeb Coulter, Ricardo Rodriguez get into a fight on the outside. Swagger gets distracted. Alberto Del Rio retains. Swagger beats him down afterwards. Ziggler comes out, cashes in. We have a new World Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler.
I'm hoping for a cash in. I think Del Rio's gonna retain. What intrigues me is the Swagger factor. How they're building them up. You know, this whole the Swagger's America, the We the People.
It's a great program. I love what they're doing.
Yeah, it's very very entertaining, very deep. If Ziggler does cash in on Del Rio, how's that gonna play out with Swagger? I don't see a faction, Ziggler joining forces with Swagger per se, but yeah, I
just think that AJ Lee's too ethnic for Zeb Coulter to be okay for a group.
Yeah, she's a mixed breed. I don't think she fits in.
No. What do you got, Jermo?
I'm not picking a winner. I'm picking an outcome. Ziggler. Ziggler's in the cash in. Now, I mean, I said before the show when we were talking amongst each other, it's where does this go? If you keep Ziggler as a heel, you have him cash in against Del Rio.
It definitely depends on where they place the match.
Exactly. And it's going to depend a lot on, I mean, we read already that the opening match tomorrow night is probably going to be the tag team titles. So right off the bat, I feel like that what happens in that match is going to dictate a lot of what happens in the World Heavyweight match. If Big E screws over Ziggler, we might see a face Ziggler come out and cash in against Swagger. Yeah. I mean, there's an intriguing storyline there. They're former tag team partners. There's a lot of different ways that this can go. This is one. I mean, some of the matches earlier, like we talked about Punk and Taker, we all know the outcome. What's going to be more interesting about that match is going to be what happens during the match and how they wrestle. This is a match that's boiling more down to how it unfolds. Yeah. What road do we take and where do we look post-Mania after this?
Definitely.
I think no matter what happens, we leave tomorrow night. Ziggler leaves New York as a champion.
Definitely.
I like that.
All right. And moving on.
I didn't mean to get Skip Bayless on everybody. But
moving on to our main event. We have The Rock taking on John Cena in the match of a lifetime.
Hey,
for the second time. The once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. Anybody
part two
leave of reincarnation here? Because lifetime's probably over.
Unfortunately, I kind of see this as Rock's already said he's going to be part of next year's WrestleMania some way, somehow. And when it comes down to people trading off victories, there's always a rubber match. And it's very, I mean, it happened with The Rock and Stone Cold, where there was 3 matches, Stone Cold won 2-1. I know I'm picking Cena to win. There's no doubt. I mean, there's no way. I mean, past WrestleMania that WWE's okay having a part-time champ. Neither. I mean, I think the fans are getting really tired of it.
I mean,
there's a lot of Rock fans. I mean, I'm not doubting The Rock. He's great. I'm glad that he's back, and I'm glad that he's doing his part. Do I think he should be champion? No.
I mean, this didn't pan out. This run the way they wanted it to either.
Definitely not.
The Rock had much more dates that he was supposed to be at that he did not make it
I mean, there was, up until the last show, he was only at Raw. How many shows was he at Raw between Elimination Chamber and tomorrow night?
A handful. I want to say 4 at the most.
And my thing as a fan is if we're going to have a champ, I want to see him in action.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to see him in a tag team match.
He should have been.
I want to see him in a non-title match.
He should have been involved in some match, some way on Raw.
What did we see? We saw him in a debate. We saw him
debate.
We saw him talk about a crackhead in Memphis or wherever they were.
What the hell was that about anyway?
And he brought it up 2 weeks ago on SmackDown again, and my eyes rolled.
It was all stories. I mean, I'm picking Cena to win. I'm not very confident. I mean, after watching The Rock in 2 matches with Punk, as far as how the match is going to carried. I know there's no way that this match will not be the main event.
Right.
It is going to be the main event. Will it be exciting as the other matches? Probably not. But I think they're going to put on a good show. Cena is, I mean, as much as people despise him, I respect the guy. He does his best to put a show on for everybody.
He definitely does. I'm not a Cena fan, yet I'm not a Cena hater. The guy goes out there, he busts his butt. I see a lot of high spots in that match.
I mean, you saw the match.
Are we going to see another Hurricane Rana?
I hope we do. We probably never will see
another. Good God, if we see a pile driver, I think Vince's head will just explode.
Be scanners.
I don't know if Rock has it in his insurance clause to take hits to the head like that.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah,
it's a moneymaker.
Hollywood might get a little pissed off about that.
Oh yeah, so I see. I don't think we're gonna ever see a Cena heel turn. I know they're kind of hinting at that with
That's what I was gonna say. I've heard rumors here and there about maybe a Cena turn. I don't see it tomorrow night.
No, I see maybe some of that ruthless aggression that Cena came out to.
They said tokenomics.
That was old
I
school.
Want that character back. I hate this character. I want Bull Buchanan back.
Be
squared. Yeah.
Cena for the win. 1, 2, 3.
I think
it's gonna be a clean finish. 1, 2, 3. Cena wins. Rock goes off for God knows how long. Another 7 years.
We see The Rock at Elimination or at Extreme Rules for some kind of role. I don't think he's fighting for the belt. He's probably gonna come back for like a tag match.
I doubt we even see him.
Yeah.
I think we'll see him the following night.
Well, he still has.
What's the rumor now that we're going to hear him and Brock at the next one, possibly?
Is this something
we're going to see something to set up?
Maybe for another show, but is that something we want to watch? I mean, we'll see down the road. But
yeah, I mean,
if Rock and Brock are a little bit more involved in the E, which probably won't happen as far as more matches. I mean, it would be fun to see because the one match that Brock and Rock did have, Rock lost, and
that was when Brock Lesnar won the
Rock left.
WWE title.
Yeah. And that's when he left, and that was one of his last matches. I think, one of his last few matches, and he came back. I think he lost to Goldberg, and then he left.
Yep.
Yeah. But
it was like a victory lap.
Big
I really hope that this doesn't this kind of stops the whole part-time wrestler. Let's bring maybe 4 of them in, for Mania matches when you have all these great guys like Cesaro. Barrett.
Even Barrett being pushed into pre-show.
The roster is so deep. I mean, even if they reach back to NXT, which thankfully the rumor is come Monday night, there's going to be a push for 2 NXT wrestlers to come up to WWE.
There's a lot of great NXT.
So, I mean, they've got talent like crazy.
If you don't watch NXT, you should watch
NXT.
If you complain about Raw and SmackDown and the product that WWE puts out,
watch
NXT. Watch NXT.
Catch it on Hulu.
That's a WWE product, and it is awesome. Like the stories and the guys, the talent that are there are great. Watch that show, and it'll kind of put your faith back into the E.
And you'll catch a lot of guys that aren't getting talent. I mean, Justin Gabriel's doing amazing down in NXT right now.
Exactly. Yeah, he's pretty much wrestling there full time.
And then they just brought Evan Bourne back.
Evan Bourne's back in. Tyson Kidd is rehabbing nicely. I'd be really happy to see him.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So maybe we'll see that after Mania. Those are our Mania predictions. Hopefully this is the start of maybe a weekly WWE TNA wrestling show. Try to encompass everything that we know about the current.
I expect this.
I watch a little bit of WWE, I watch a little bit of TNA. I try to watch as much as Ring of Honor as I can. I did not see the IPVV last night. I missed it. I've only watched maybe 2 of them, but they're like $9, and you guys are into like really awesome old school wrestling. Ring of Honor is great. Chikara is great wrestling.
amazing.
Yeah.
Chikara,
So,
Dragon Gate.
Eventually, you'll get into a little bit more of those. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. I know it probably went like 15, 20 minutes when I think about it. So it's going to be very fun to edit this and render it. But
It's a Mania
fun.
edition.
It's
We'll
Mania
chalk it up to
edition.
Mania.
Once
Lots to
a
talk
year.
about.
Yeah.
Once a year.
After this one, the shows will be a little bit shorter. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, we'll try to get back pretty soon after Mania to go over these picks. I am Mateo83.
Alex Jagmeister, 1980.
J. Remy, 82.
And I guess you can call this the Wrestle Recap. And we'll see you next time on the recap.
Yeah.
Watch for YCW.
YCW. I'm going to put it in the links. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah.